the creator of Apple Black. First, before we get into this, I'd like to thank everybody who has purchased Apple Black, all and enjoyed all, you know, 262 pages. You can get it on Amazon and Create Space. I leave links for you to, purchase it if you want to purchase it. It's on Amazon.com, .co.uk, Create Space, and so on and so forth. I'll leave links below. So I'd like to thank everybody for purchasing this video, and for those who are going to purchase it and all the support I've gotten for it. I'm still gonna make a video about the book and stuff about the book at a later date, but I wanted to tackle something that a lot of people have been, asking me to do for years, and I wanted to see if I can tackle that right now, and that is creating characters. I myself are still, and even many other pros. As an artist, you keep growing, and you can't stop. There isn't like a stop. People keep learning, and at least in my opinion. So I'm not trying to say that I'm a full-on 100% expert at this, but I will try to give feedback on what I know, my experience when it comes to creating characters, and little tips from my perspective. I don't think there is one particular way to do it. I'm just going to give you an idea on my views and show you how I would go about it. Hope you guys enjoy. When creating characters, for me, I like to really take my time and really think about the character, and I usually already have an idea of where I want to go with the character. And this video would really not tackle that per se, but more on the designing aspect of the characters and the things I will do to design the character. Normally what I do is like a video. There could be a video I could post later at a later date that will go more into the things that I will think of before creating a character. Before this video, I'm gonna skip most of that. That will be another video, I guess, because I don't want to take too much time. I think I've taken too much time already without doing anything, and I think the video is still gonna take a while, because creating characters is something you kind of need to take your time with. You look at a character, even when you're done, sometimes you can come back to it and have a better idea or another idea. So in this case, I already have the things that I need and I want down. So for instance, I have the characters. But one cool thing you need to take away from this video is that we're going to be creating. I'm actually going to create a character, an Apple Black character right here, a character that I have not designed. So this is the first time we would see. This is the first time I'm seeing this character. This is the first time you're seeing this character. But I have most of the bio stuff done. Bio for, biography and stuff like that. So things I think about. First, before I jump into it, because I have an idea of where I want to go with it, I kind of just look at a lot of art. Go to DeviantArt, and I just, I have this character folder in there. And I just go through everything and see all the really cool, and it's in my favorites, and I see all this really cool designs by other artists, and I read a lot of comics, I read a lot of stuff, and probably inspire me, give me some inspiration for the characters. But I don't look at everything. I just look at things that are close to what I already have in mind, and at the same time then I take into consideration my actual comic, the comic I'm creating the character for. Or in your case it could be a cartoon or whatever, making sure that it fits. You're not essentially copying anybody, but what I like to do, I like to relax, listen to music, and just browse through and just go with the flow. And if I see things I like, I might get inspiration from there and add it to the original idea that I already have for the character. Like I said, I already have a direction I want to take the character already. So in this case, I have the name, and this is going to be like a religious type character, where the character is one of those people that likes to force his I guess it's a him. It's a male character. We'll get to that gender. So kind of forces the religion on you, kind of thing. And spoiler alerts, kind of this is going to be a villain. And so I have the name, and I was thinking of something like Zebediah. And all this is subject to change, but this is what I have for now. I think I have a Zebediah Ford. And you know, the name, the whole Zebediah, I just, you know, it has this religious feel. And at the same time, you know, another thing, like I said, we're putting into consideration, you know, what comic or story that the character, yeah, story is a better word, but story that the character is in and the setting of that story and things like that. In Apple Black, there isn't, it's not the religion in Apple Black. There are several religions in the comic, but there isn't any like Buddhism or, you know, being a Catholic, Christianity or anything like that, or, you know, there are no Qurans or Bibles or stuff like that. It has its own religions, but one of the main ones is you know, the whole idea of Merlin being the god of sorcery. But this would be kind of a character that has his own god in a way, and it's going to be a little complicated. But the point I'm trying to get across is that it's not going to be a religion that we are accustomed to, or we know about, or we have some experience with. It also gives me room to be creative and come up with a new religion entirely. So we have the names of that board. I also, you know, I also use Google, apart from just looking at other artists and their character designs, just, you know, just to relax. I also use Google, and I just Google like religious people, and I see, you know, try to pick out things that they all have in common with each other. And you know, I pick from there. You know, people have some kind of, I guess, for instance, being a Catholic, they have like rosaries and stuff like that, and there's always some kind of that kind of item. And there's a way they dress. It's kind of uniform for the most part. It has, if it's black, most of it's black. If it's white, most of it's white. And you have some, you know, sometimes gold is well, depending on the religion, is prominent, and have all these necklaces, and there's some, you know, dress codes that are very unorthodox in a way. But though, you know, just looking at it and just trying to figure out the things that the themes that are kind of uniform. So we have a male. I already figure out his race. Same thing with gender. The race is not like the character. The character is going to be essentially black, just for you to understand, but it's not like there is a it's not like there's Africa in the comic. It's just, I already know where the character is from, and when it comes to that, let me see if I have something here. I already know where the character is from, and the region where the character is from is mostly, you know, they're mostly you can say black people, but they're not blacks, you know. Even the white people, I guess, white are not whites either. You know, it's just my setting, and, you know, that's just the way it is in the comic. But the character is, you know, for the sake of not getting too confusing, let's just say the character is black, and that's the race. But that's not really the race. It'll have its own name, and it's all in the comic. And I've thought about all that stuff already prior to this. This is mostly going to be the design process, so just gonna stay with black. You know, the genre, you know, genre of the comic, obviously it's a shonen comic and stuff like that. I already thought about the setting, the tribe, like I said, where he's from and stuff like that, his beliefs, his attitude, and I already mentioned him being kind of like this religious guy that's kind of forceful, and, you know, people say, you know, saying that everybody's a sinner kind of thing, but he's I wouldn't go too much into detail what his true purpose is in the comic for now. Is I like, you know, for people to when they get the comic, they, you know who he is. And I know a lot of you wondering, you know, this is volume 1, so obviously he's in volume 2, so, you know, can't wait to meet him. And his age, I was thinking of somebody maybe in his mid 40s, late 40s, 50s. There is no actual fixed age. I generally don't. Some people like to give an actual number. I tend to stay away from that. But let's just say he's, you know, in his late 40s. Let's just say 47. All the things, all his attributes like hair and hair color and stuff like that. As I design, I'll figure that out. For now, I'm kind of blank. So just for you to, you know, give you an idea of where we're going here, is Zebediah Ford. I kind of like the name. It has this, you know, religious tone to it. I don't know. That's just me. Coming up with names is also something that I would, you know, maybe do a video for. So let's not waste too much time on this and jump into the actual designing. So I want someone with you know, great decent build. Right now I'm kind of torn if on whether I want him, you know, maybe a little fat, or you know, just maybe buff or tall. I definitely want, what I have in mind, I definitely want him, you know, tall and have this superior stance to superior feel. I want to have that, you know, superior feel. And I'm drawing the shape of the head here, and so, you know, I can play around and let's see how, you know, all of it, you know, all of it plays out. Let's start with the just, you know, regular build. Right now, I'm not too worried about the clothes. Just want to focus on the hair and the head and eyes and stuff like that. I want to be someone who tends to, you know, look down on people and calls them sinners and stuff like that. So, tend to people, you know, sometimes the eyebrows can, you know, are very effective. It can do a lot. So I want someone who, you know, let me see here. It's almost like as he looks at you, there's this sense of pity instead of the typical, you know, angry eyebrows, which, you know, is still in contention. I'm not ruling that out. Like these eyebrows, you know, how thick. You know, let's give him some thick eyebrows, just to really emphasize, since his eyebrows are doing something. I want some form, you know, some kind of evil. Still want him to look very villainous. Again, all this is subject to change. I'm just, you know, playing around at this point. I know what I want. I want someone who is very condescending, looks down on people, kind of calls them sinners and stuff like that. I want a calm, stone cold kind of killer, villainous kind of guy, black, and I'm still torn on his, you know, size and stuff like that. You know, whether he's fat or thin or buff. Definitely want him tall. So to, you know, to give the, I want him tall so he can give the illusion of, you know, looking down on people. So there's that. Nose. Give him a regular nose. I don't know. At this point, guys, I'm, you know, fooling around with you. This is the design process. I'm just taking you guys along, and let's see here. I always imagine him with beers, so I'm just gonna give him anyways. What kind? I don't know. Hair color, you know, it's, I want to go for like a simple black hair. I don't want anything too crazy. Whether he is bald. Oof. And for the eyes, for the villainous eyes, tend to be, you know, really long, thin, with very small pupils, or whatever they call them. Just really small, almost like dots. But, you know, really long, stretched out eyes. Where I want them bald, I think I want some earrings. You know, nothing too fancy. Doesn't exactly scream. It depends. Like I said, you know, thinking of the religion I have in mind, it works. I know probably some of you are probably thinking, you know, what kind of religion is this? But, you know, just leave that. You know, leave that to me. Starting to look like a Mr. T kind of guy with the beards. Still torn on what kind of nose. They are what some people like to do at times like these. Maybe they draw a lot of headshots and pick things they like, or join everything together and take out things, you know, one by one if it's, you know, it's all looking too much. But I tend to draw, because I mean, for my work, I'm the only one seeing my work, so I tend to draw, erase, change things if I see fit. Could give him, you know, glasses. I feel like that'll be too much. I'm gonna draw another head. See what works. Still not gonna talk about the hair much and how I want that to play out. I was thinking of long dreads, but you know, we'll see. And what I'm gonna do this time, I like the eyebrow thing. I think I'm gonna keep that. I like the eyebrows a lot. I might keep that. What about unibrow? Yeah, I think that'd be funny. I think people might not, you know, it might be funny to the point where he might not have the evil demeanor I want. This is now going as planned. Yeah, I want something thick. But now I want a different nose. I don't like that nose. I do admit I'm doing most of this stuff for the video. Most times I just design a character. If I don't like it, I just erase the other one, but I want to keep it up there just for you guys to see. I keep looking at. Let me see if I can. I'm really thinking of dreads. I don't know about him being bald. Taking a slightly different approach with the eyes. And I want him smiling this time. I want him smiling this time. So, yeah, I don't want him bald. He's not gonna be bald. No. You see, sometimes as I you know, kind of saying smile, but you know, as I draw, sometimes I make decisions. I don't have like a full-on decision at the, you know, at the beginning. But guys, I want the beard in. I think the villainous eyes are not working. I might change that. I like the eyebrows, so that's, you know, I'm keeping that. But the whole eyes, you know, being a dot and having it really tiny, that might change. I'm trying to see if I can have a different feel for the beard. It looks like Mr. T, especially with the earrings. So I might just. He could be like a Mr. T kind of character, but religious. That'd be funny a little bit. And actually, not think about it. That might you know, might keep that. I don't think being fat. I think I can see him being a little chubby. I think I'll go with that rather than the, you know, I think I have enough buff characters, especially in the villain department, antagonist department. Still want black hair. I don't know about bald, but I might keep it because it also has this monk feel, which is also religious to you know, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, the eyes, I don't know, it makes him look stupid. I want him to look smart in a way. Kind of looks like a doofus, like an idiot. I don't want that. So, see if damn it, it's not coming out as planned. I'm making the eyeballs a little bigger and not tiny, so it's not. Doesn't look that much of a villain anymore. Making him smile. Making his chin big. Maybe his double chin. Not worried about the clothes right now. The hair. I don't know. I don't know. Play around with the hair a little bit and see what happens. I still come back to these eyes. Probably in a bigger drawing, I'll really have a better idea of what I want the actual eyes to look like. I'm not entirely satisfied with those, but I do like the eyebrows. So let me see with the hair. Could go, regular, normal hair, which I do not. Well, now that I've put it on, it doesn't look bad. It's almost very, very short, short buzz cut, if you will. Or we could play around with it just a little bit. And do that. Or it could be straight up dreads, but there's already, one of the things I try to keep in mind is I don't want my characters to look too much like other characters or other characters. There is already a character with dread-like features, and so I might want to stay away from that for now. This is not bad. For me, normally I might leave things a certain way, and if I keep drawing and keep going, probably when I put in more, put in clothes, I'll decide if I'm keeping it or not. But as is, I don't mind. Or I might just remove the hair altogether and keep him bald. There are not that many bald characters, so it's not like he's definitely not gonna look like anyone else. I'm also considering the idea of not making him big at all and just making him look normal. We'll see. Things that are coming into my head is you should know of these black pastures that kind of relax or perm your hair. So that's also coming into my head right now. Maybe that might work. Kind of like or not necessarily that, but kind of like a James Brown kind of character. I don't know. Yeah. Also, maybe the nose is too big. Yep. Down with that. Or so thinking of the permed hair, but make an extra change, see what happens. You know, sometimes with this stuff, you gotta take sometimes just take risks and see what happens. One of the most fun parts of making comics for me is just creating characters, and I don't mind this. I think this is not bad. I'm not sure about the permed hair. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I don't dislike it. I don't dislike it. Characters to be clean cut, to appear clean, so you can add that to his attitude towards things. But I want him to appear very clean and well put together, and so they're not going to be. Sometimes when I put scars on characters, I usually have a story behind that scar. I don't tend to put scars on character like maybe a scar on his eye. I tend not to do that unless there's a story behind it, and not just a random story behind it, but a story that really helps bring the character to life. So for this character, no scars. I'm fine the way he is. If there were gonna be, if I was putting scars on him, I would put it on his body, but it'll be covered by his clothes, and it'll be one of those situations where he removes his clothes and you see the scars on his body. So there are scars. I'm right now talking about scars. I'm more focused on the face. No, on the body, yes, but the face, no. And the story behind, like I said, I don't want to spoil anything about the character because I already thought about all this stuff already, and I want I don't want to take away the experience of reading the book and introducing the character. I don't want you to feel like you already know the character before you see the character in the book. So I'm going to relax on that. But this design is growing on me. I don't mind this. This is kind of already giving me a feel of how I want his body to be. So rather than going for a little fat or a Mr. T looking kind of thing, I'll go for the black permed hair, black guy. So so when I'm beginning, I tend to figure out how he looks first before I dive into anything else. And in the design phase, things are still subject to change. I'm not afraid to go back and change things. But once the character has appeared in the book, boom, that's it. I've probably thought about it long and hard. Pause. I take that back. I'll probably edit that out. But yeah, I think we're getting close to Zebediah Ford. I wanted to give him just a slightly more elongated neck. I don't want his body to be too, regular, if you will. Just, normal. I want to, just bring him outside the box just a little bit and have him, with compared to all the other characters, slightly more. A slightly longer neck. Just to really emphasize on the idea that he is going to be looking down on you. So I definitely wanted him tall for sure. For the clothes, things get a little tricky. At this point, I'm thinking of trying to make him feel clean, neat, in some way official, and I definitely want to give him some kind of coat, or trench coat or jacket or something that is kind of uniform with religious figures. and something to make him feel like an authority in a way, but not like a corporate authority, more like a religious, a corporate with a religious feel. That's where my mind's at. But at the same time, I don't want to stray too much away and make it feel too normal and modern day. I still want to make it feel like it belongs in my comic Apple Black, but at the same time, keeping in mind that he is from a certain part of Apple Black. So yeah, that's where my mind's at right now, and I'm thinking of, since his neck is long, and make use of some. My mind's in a lot of places now, just playing around at this point, and I'm seeing, thinking of a bow tie. No. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the design process. A lot of fooling around. I'm gonna give him a jacket, but at the same time, I wanted the jacket to feel very original. Jacket to feel original. Yeah. I don't want him to resemble one particular religion that we're probably used to, because I just don't want that. Little buttons. And another thing that I noticed from the religious figures that I googled is that they're not flashy. They all look, for the most part, very simple. So nothing too flashy here. Thinking of something where he does not kind of he doesn't have his hands in the sleeves of the jacket, whatever the jacket is. So play around with that. The jacket doesn't have to be too long. Now right now I'm just playing with jacket. Coming into, I'll probably go in a little bit and design jacket a little more. For the most part, still fooling around with this collar area and seeing if this actually works. Not sure. But what's going on right now? I'm seeing I want to see his feet, like his actual feet. So I don't want to give him shoes. I want him to feel like, someone that wants a connection with the earth, and maybe he might actually be bare feet, or barefooted, or in some kind of slippers. Again, I want it clean. So let me see. This stuff feel ironed or something. I think I'm making them a little bit hairy. I don't mind that. Again, all this is subject to change. Nothing is set in stone yet. And even when it's set in stone, characters can change attire over a period of time. Give him some like sandals. Just very simple sandals. These figures tend to not be too flashy. Yeah, I just want to keep that alive, keep that feel, because I could always design a character that design a religious figure that is actually classy, but at the same time I still want to have a feel with this character that once you see him he does come off as religious, even though he's a villain or an antagonist figure. You get what I mean. I want his shirt to, let me see, his shirt can probably pop up a little more. So simple in that sense, and maybe a little here. You can always go for the flashy religious guy, but you know, I'm still testing the waters, playing with the waters, because the character is not supposed to be. See, the character is not exactly rich, so my mind's not really in that field. I also, you know, still wanted clothes that fit the comic. Playing around with these, maybe just regular simple buttons, and it goes on. Oh, so wait a minute. That. Later in the drawing, you will notice that I've added kind of something, you know, similar to like beads. It also shows kind of like at least has some. Sorry. Well, if you notice in the drawing, I've kind of added beads. You know, almost like a necklace, just to signify, you know, something, whatever it is, part of his religion. You know how, you know, Catholics, we have the rosaries, and you know other religions, they have whatever they have. I'm a Catholic, so I can only speak for myself, and I want to talk too much. I kind of have an idea, but I don't want to talk too much and, you know, say the wrong thing. But he has, you know, the beads that are for his religion, and you know, he's holding one and he's wearing one. I was kind of, you know, experimenting whether he should wear one or hold it. I'm not too sure. I'm more towards him holding it, holding the beads. So the beads are kind of going to represent, you know, how he prays and stuff like that. And for those who have read Volume 1, you already have an idea of what I'm going to do with the beads when it comes to maybe him battling and stuff like that. I don't want to spoil things, but I'm sure a couple of you already have a few ideas of what I might do with that, with him praying and the beads and stuff like that. They'll all be connected to how he battles. So we have the beads. When it comes to like I removed the you know, it had like some almost pillow-like collars. I got rid of those. I don't know. It just didn't feel. It just didn't feel right. Didn't feel. I didn't like it. I guess, you know, maybe for another character it might fit, but for him it didn't fit. For something with this religious feel to it, even though he is an antagonist, I wanted something very simple. I was going for something very minimalistic, you know, kind of less is more kind of thing. Even the design on the coat and the coat itself, I'm thinking, I'm not sure if I should keep it or stuff like that. But the design is also similar to some patterns that are seen throughout the whole comic if you read it, especially with the buildings. But so I'm trying to, you know, have some kind of less is more feeling to it. I've kind of made the character a little hairy. You can see his hands hairy, and part of his legs, and legs are going to be hairy too. Obviously not a full thing. It's not something that I probably end up focusing too much on. But I was trying to make things simple. As far as the color scheme, I was thinking, like I said, something maybe white. I'm thinking more white, yellow, and maybe the bees would be a different color entirely. I'm still playing around with that. Probably deal with that when maybe make a video about that and how I want the talk about, you know, the colors to choose and stuff like that. But for this video, I just want to focus mainly on the design process itself. But the coloring, you know, my mind's already, you know, bending towards majority white and yellow here and there. The beads, some kind of color. Well, the tip I give is for colors, always try, and probably brown sandals. But for colors, when it comes to, say, one item, part of his body, say the jacket, you know, 2 colors, 3 colors. That's how I go about it. The shirt, 2 colors, 3 colors, and you want to repeat colors just to keep a theme going. That's how I approach it. Right now, I was playing around whether I wanted to have his jacket maybe feel a little more detailed and have a little more to it than it already has, and I, you know, playing around with it, and I think that the simpler the better. because I'm even thinking, thinking if I even still want the jacket. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, pretty much done for the most part. Pretty much designed the whole thing. The only thing that's bothering me at this point would be the hair. The hair right now is doing, I don't know, I don't know. But for the most part, y'all get the drift. I was thinking, if he should wear the beads or hold the beads. But the beads are a very vital part of his design. And I'll probably end up designing the beads separately. And again, I come up with one more change, and I think I know what I want to change, and I think after that it'll be perfect. What's gonna happen is I'm going to remove the whole idea of the bead. For me to show you the bead was because I knew the bead was going to be there somewhere. Just represent as a representation of his religion, or whatever it is. I don't want to spoil too much. I don't want to say too much. Honestly, I'm not even 100% sure yet, but I have a good idea what I want to do for his religion and stuff like that. But so he's holding the bead. Sometimes he'll wear it. Sometimes he'll hold it. He'll hold it when he wants to use it. But what I want to change is the hair. For the last time, the hair. I want the hair. The drawing is all messed up now, and the eraser and the paper I'm drawing on, but that'll be fine. What I want to change is the face itself. I'm fine with. Kind of looks like a black Jeff Foxworthy, but I'm gonna change the hair to slightly. To just be, kind of pulled back in a way. So he's completely clean cut. I think the hair falling made him feel like, oh, he was trying to be a pretty boy kind of thing, and I don't want that. So it's almost like his hair is pulled back. Let me see. Check that too. I want it to feel kind of flat too. I don't want it to feel too. I don't want it to have too much volume. And for the most part, I'll have a clearer drawing, and this is what I want. Yeah.